right, boys and girls, you know what time it is. Time for a little bonus action. All up in that ass here on patreon.com/WHW Monday. And Tony, our match today, I told you when you told me what we were doing, it's one of my all-time favorite matches. I think you're going to love it.
Yeah, I was interested when you said that this was going to be one of your all-time. This was your all-time. Why?
You're going to see.
Okay, well,
it's unbelievable.
Anything Cactus Jack did, Mick Foley did, was spectacular, as we know. This comes from our buddy TJ Stevens. Thanks, TJ, for selecting that. He thinks, and you can read this on Patreon, this is the most underappreciated pay-per-view title match of the past 25 years. And the story was terrific. And we're going to show the package here, or listen to the package and show it here in a minute, of why it was so underrated and why people like yourself love it. So I look forward to it. And I really enjoy these bonus episodes, Conrad, because we get to talk to our buddies. And thank you for being with us on
I love the bonus
Patreon
stuff, dude.
Yeah,
this one in particular, because there's so much great wrestling that you never saw.
Yeah, right.
And so the idea that we get to share some of this, I'm all about it.
I just love sharing things with you, Conrad.
Really? Well, share something with me now.
Sharing is what I'm all about.
Okay.
Sharing. Just sharing friendship, sharing love, sharing fellowship. That's all.
Boys and girls, pull up Royal Rumble 2000 on your cock.
So I was wondering if I decide, I'm taking my headset off here and showing these earrings that I got at Target, maybe Walmart. If I decide to, it'll probably be a good Christmas present for me for diamond earrings. Wouldn't you think?
Yeah, I think we should tell Lois.
Oh, I was thinking more from my friends.
Are you trying to get our Patreon?
No. I was trying to get you and Cassio and Silva and Hancock and who else is in your friends? Pondwater Dave to go in and buy me diamond earrings. That's what I was not our people on Patreon. Somebody, my close personal friends, the ones that I always hang out with and always come over to see you guys in Huntsville. The other week in Huntsville, my favorite band, or one of my favorite bands, probably my favorite band, Collective Soul, was playing.
Yeah.
And Cassio went.
Yep.
Cassio interviewed a member of the band, Will Turpin, who's their bass player. And Will said that anytime I wanted to come and meet the band, they'd love to meet me, which kind of shook me to the core, because to me, they're like up here in stardom, and for them to even know who I am, kind of like, yeah, wow. So I appreciate that, Cassio, you talking to Will Turpin and going to the show, because I love Collective Soul. And so remember that, Cassio, that you're one of my real good friends. Wink, wink, nod, nod, earring, earring.
Hey, I really like you, so give me money. Are all of your relationships and friendships based on people giving you money? I'm just trying to.
No.
Well, Tony Khan's.
And I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I really like you, give me money. I didn't say that. You said that.
Okay.
Ready?
I guess. Are you gonna tell people what we're watching, or are we just gonna keep talking about? Hey, this band knows who I am.
Okay.
I mean, this is the Tony Schiavone jack off hour today.
They are tremendous. Sorry, I just really in kind of like fan and marking out here, as they say. Royal Rumble season 13, episode 1, and as you know, there's only one episode per season of the Royal Rumble. Thank you, Cock, for making it difficult for us to find this stuff. Anyway, please scroll to on your device 1 hour, 2 minutes, 54 seconds. That's 1 hour, 2 minutes, 54 seconds. And we're going to listen and enjoy the backstory here, as the WWE can do. They know how to tell a backstory with a package. And then we're going to have the match from a suggestion from TJ Stevens. You ready?
I guess.
You guess.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, you're a fickle person at times. Fickle. Earrings, nice ones, diamonds. I hate Steven Singer. Shameless plug. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, play.
World Wrestling Federation history, a street fight pitting Cactus Jack against the champion, Triple H. And to say that this is going to be a war, and what has led us to this has been a war, would be an understatement.
Unbelievable! Triple H is the game. He proved it tonight. He'll prove it at the Rumble.
After the beating you gave me on Monday night, one thing mankind is not is ready to face you in a street fight at the Royal Rumble in Madison Square Garden. But I think the WWF fans deserve a substitute in that match. I think you know the guy. His name is Cactus Jack.
Cactus Jack is back. Drastic times call for drastic measures.
Triple H forced Mick Foley to metamorphosize into Cactus Jack.
This guy's psychotic. He's homicidal.
What I am is one bad son of a bitch.
Cactus Jack is as hardcore as anybody could ever be.
Mick Foley, your blood will stain New York City. I promise you that. So at the Royal Rumble, you're going to make me bleed. It will not be the first time, and it sure as hell will not be the last.
And for a man that has wrestled on nails in barbed wire, this will be a day at Central Park.
Do you think Triple H knows what the hell he's getting himself into for the Royal Rumble?
You look into my eyes and realize I'm going to tear you apart in New York City.
The WWF title will be decided in a street fight.
Bye-bye.
Wow.
The following contest is a street fight for the World Wrestling Federation Championship.
Dude, it's a great package, isn't it?
God almighty. It's a wonderful package. I mean, it's just and a standing ovation on this end for whoever put that together. And not only that, how about JR's commentary? Fuck.
I think JR, and listen, you're like on my Mount Rushmore of best friends. I've been blessed to have a lot of good friends, but you're right at the top of the list. But man, you go back and you listen to some of these calls from Jim Ross, and you're like, God damn, ain't nobody ever did it like that. I mean, the excitement that he brings to everything. Like, I watched what I remembered as just being, oh, I mean, I guess it was an okay show, but it wasn't, it's just whatever. But I heard JR's call when Kurt Angle beat Stone Cold 12 days after 9/11 and Unforgiven 2001. And he's our American hero, an Olympic hero, and his family's in the front row and it's in his hometown. And he's hooting and hollering. And I'm like, oh shit, man, this is next level. I don't think anybody has called any sport the way he called pro wrestling. He's just a rare bird, man.
Yep. He's the greatest ever. There will never be anyone like him.
I agree.
And one of the reasons that he was so good at what he did and still is, I mean, we all change and, we all age, and the Jim Ross that we're seeing now is not the Jim Ross that we heard back then. And it's because he's in a team with like Excalibur and myself. And, it's just different dynamic. He doesn't have to carry the broadcast like he used to. Again, not saying that Jerry Lawler couldn't. They were the greatest team ever, but his passion, his love for the business came out when he announced. And that's the mark of a great wrestling announcer. Yeah. I took a hiatus, as you know, from wrestling during all these years. And I feel bad that I missed this great commentary from JR. But thank God I can watch it now and watch it with you. Listen to
this match, Tony. Seriously, when we off air, you sent me a text and you said, hey, here's our 2 bonus episodes. You told me the first one, and I was like, oh, that'll be good. And then you sent me this one, and I said, oh, dude, That's one of my favorite matches ever.
Hmm.
This is going to be unbelievable. It's a 4.5-star match. It's going to go about 26 minutes and change. It's a street fight. It's the Royal Rumble. It's Madison Square Garden. It's the world title.
Yeah.
And it's Triple H. And I think this is peak Triple H. And I know Triple H got a lot of hate over the years. And Lord knows I've enjoyed shitting on him from time to time on our podcasts. But here in 2000, I think he looked physically better than ever. I think his wrestling was better than ever. I think you could make an argument that he was one of the best wrestlers in the world here. And Cactus Jack was such an iconic character. And nobody ever thought we would see this persona in the WWF. And here it is in Madison Square Garden, where he once hitchhiked to watch Superfly jump off the top of the cage.
Yeah.
And now he's in, the world title match at an iconic WWE pay-per-view in Madison Square Garden in a persona that he created, not WWE's creation, but his own persona. And they pull out all the stops and have just an ass kicking match, man.
I like how we started right there with Cactus just talking to him.
Jaw jacking.
Yeah, jaw jacking at him, showing his anger, his frustration for how he had been treated all this time, and how he'd been treated by Triple H and Stephanie. Good, man. Is this David or Earl Hebner? It's Earl.
I assume it's Earl. Dave worked mostly in a backstage capacity once he did the double turn gimmick.
So this is the same one that we saw recently on our regular podcast.
Man, do you see that swinging neck breaker on the floor?
Yeah, man.
Whew.
Yeah, the agility of Cactus Jack, Mick Foley, was very underrated.
Yeah.
We talked about brawler and hardcore style and everything, but that sliding out of the ring that you saw right there just shows you that he had a lot of athletic ability about him. I recently reconnected with him at Astronomicon, which that was so wonderful. That, by the way, that interview is on this Patreon channel. If you haven't seen it yet, or is more like a discussion. And it's funny that that he and I are kind of joined at the hip. I can't think of a better one to be joined at the hip with.
Oh, for sure.
Really, a guy who loved wrestling. And why don't we crank it up here? Let's hear some of JR's comments on when they're on the outside.
To the steel chair in the ring.
Unfortunately, it's going to take a lot more than that to accomplish the demise of Cactus Jack.
Oh, look at this. Triple H in challenging or inviting Cactus to get in the ring with that steel chair. We will never forget last year at the Royal Rumble.
It's like waving a red flag in front of a bull. You know he's going to come, Triple H.
Got a dozen chair shots Mankind endured last year in this very event. And most of us would like to forget.
Oh.
To the skull. Man, a shot right to the skull by the game. At this level, the challenge of Cactus Jack is down from a vile chair shot right between his eyes.
Certainly right, JR. He has for that. Look at him.
He's on it, ain't he?
Cactus Jack is down from a vile chair shot right between his eyes. Fuck. You talking about painting a fucking picture. Holy
shit. Do here tonight to keep the challenger down long enough for a 3 count, and now Cactus Jack has got a steel chair. It's right. A prone Triple H on the canvas. Driving right through the steel chair, driving it right into the face of the champion. The challenger's got the cover and a near fall.
Oh. Watch this, JR. It's going to be nasty, but
hey, we ain't seen the last of that, I'm afraid. As a sickening thud into another human being's skull with a steel chair. And now look again, that same human being. He just got dinged there. He just got knocked down. Has got the champion in trouble.
Dude.
God almighty.
He's on another level.
Yeah, no, you're right. He's all by himself. All by himself. I need that JR commentary back in my life.
Here we go. Let's listen.
Streets in Greenwich, and he probably lived on the meanest one, but still,
And Triple H laying in wait there with Cactus Jack. This is Cactus Jack's environment. These are Cactus Jack's rules. Cactus Jack's arena.
That's so unfair. These are Cactus Jack's fans.
Oh, Triple H. 4.
Imagine Triple H being out in amongst the mass.
I mean, how cool is this? Brawling through the crowd.
Mm-hmm. Good shot too.
Big chair shot. I mean, they're doing everything.
A guy with a dressed up like a chef.
Maybe he was going to work after. You don't know.
Yeah, I do know. He was not.
Is it hard?
Difficult?
Yeah. Is it challenging?
For what?
Just being the smartest man that ever lived.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It
You
comes
make it
easy.
look easy. So yeah.
Yeah, it comes easily. Is it hard?
Oh yeah. Usually.
Becoming the biggest dipshit ball buster in the world. Is that difficult for you?
It
Or does
was.
that come naturally?
Oh wait. Hang on now. You're gonna see an injury here. Watch this.
On a concrete.
No, wait, look at it.
Triple H's
God.
spine just bounced off those wooden pallets that were placed on the concrete floor. There could be a pin right there, and it would be legal in this street fight.
There's a manhole cover, JR. This could get real ugly.
I don't know
Okay,
if
so
that happened right there or in a moment, but start watching Triple H's calf. It might be a different spot in the match. I thought it was that spot, but it might be a table spot. But Triple H suffers a pretty legit injury.
Okay.
To I think what they would call in football a lower leg injury.
okay. And did they
Lower extremity.
they pick up on it, or the announcers pick up on it?
Oh yeah, they do, but I don't think
Okay.
they see it when it happens. But it becomes something you can't help but notice in a few minutes.
Okay.
What do you think of the set design here in New York City?
It's pretty cool.
I agree.
Yeah.
Steal.
It's Cactus Jack.
Cactus Jack, I'm sorry.
Was that any mankind? Triple H would already beat him long ago.
And I tell you what, they're taking this thing, I mean, really, really sadistically too far. These fans here.
Ken Foley. They don't even know. It's Cactus Jack. Dick Foley.
So you see King covering up for him. The fans were chanting boring.
They
And he
were?
says they're chanting Foley. But this
Okay.
is anything but boring.
Suplex. Triple H just suplex.
Now I know that people hate garbage can shots. You've made
Mhm.
fun of them. I've made fun of them. Eric
Mhm.
Bischoff has an aneurysm about them.
Yep.
But see, look at the calf.
Oh my God.
Steal. Lying on the concrete floor. There's no give whatsoever. Triple H is going to go for a cover there.
Oh my
Other
God.
man has a cover out here.
When he hit that pallet, it like really went into his leg. He's hurt from that for real.
But you have to saunter on.
Oh yeah.
I wonder today if they would stop the match because of that.
I can't imagine.
Well, look at this, man.
Here's the big spot though.
He loved to dish it out. He loved to take it too.
I think Triple H tried to avoid the contract, but he did not.
Just run right into the steps. Bang bang. Yeah, collapsing that garbage can.
Jeez.
It's really something else, man.
Yeah. You know, I've never liked the garbage cans either.
But that's a cool spot.
That's a cool spot, and the one that Eddie Kingston did at the end of Rampage this past Friday. Oh, look at this! Fuck, is one of the better garbage can spots that you'll ever see. Just,
Barbed wire wrap 2x4. Let's listen to JR.
Street fight, but Cactus Jack, but this is going a little bit too far.
You're not lying. Get out of there, Hunter.
Hunter,
The madman. He's insane.
come on, Cactus. This is not the way to win the title, Cactus.
Can you imagine what Stephanie is thinking right now, seeing her husband down with a 2x4 cover of barbed wire.
A referee trying to stop Cactus from using that barbed wire belt. Triple H has got it.
Use it. It's legal. It's perfectly fine.
No, it's not fine. It's not fine for either one of them.
Cactus Jack.
To the abdomen. Oh! The barbed wire to the back, to the spine of Cactus Jack.
Cactus Jack introduced it to the match.
Can you imagine what that feels like?
The game's introducing it to Cactus Jack.
A 2x4 wrapped up in barbed wire.
He was pulling pieces of shirt and skin and everything off of Jack.
Got to be large parts of Cactus Jack's epidermis on that barbed wire.
Get him up.
At the Triple H now. Challenging Cactus to get up.
Hit him in the face.
No! Cactus Jack with a right hand.
Uh-oh.
Now Cactus. 2x4 down
Out
south.
of the ring. The illegal weapon.
Taking that barbed wire out of here. We just telling one of our Spanish announcers, Hugo Sabinovich, put that barbed wire under the table.
Put it down, you idiot. Don't get it over close to us.
Get rid of it.
Oh,
There's a cover in the ring. There's a cover. We got a new champion.
What do you
just saw
think
my.
so far?
I just want to sit and listen to it.
What'd you see?
I saw my buddy Tommy Carlucci, who was always there with him.
Yeah.
Had the tan coat on. Yeah, he got fucked over by the company after 30 years. But that's another story. That has nothing to do with this, but this is just, I'm telling you exactly what I'm doing. I'm calling JR today.
Oh yeah,
Whoa.
to tell him how great he is.
Yes, I'm going to tell him, I'll say, man, you need to go back and listen to your, look at that. Take this, please take this. I said, you need to go back and listen to yourself. And I need that again. We need that again.
Triple H. Just.
See that? Cover your eyes.
Cactus, the title's not worth this.
Look out.
Just from the barbed wire.
Oh my God.
The champion is busted open.
Busted open. Put his eyes out.
Triple H. We got a new champion. It's our last over.
He's unbelievable.
Wow.
That's goals right there, my friend.
I'm inspired. You know what I need
Yeah.
to do? You know what I need to do on my iPad? I need to put this match on my iPad or call it up on my iPad in the back before we do our next show and just listen to it to inspire me to be a better announcer. Because it's over the top, right?
Yep.
But it's fucking authentic over the top.
Yes. It's believable.
It's absolutely. It's
He
fucking
feels
believable.
genuinely excited about it. So we are.
Yes, exactly. There's nobody that I'm sure some jackoffs will say, "Oh, he's just way too over the top. He's making it like it's bullshit." Fuck you. You're wrong. But good God, man, I see now why it's one of your favorite matches.
It's unbelievable. And by the way, we're just getting started. They're not done. And look at the blood pouring out of Hunter.
Yeah,
That's what that idiot Cactus Jack said he was going to do. He said he was going to rip Triple H from limb to limb. He said he was going to spill his blood.
And some would say it couldn't happen to a nicer champion.
New York Athletic Commission cool with this? Not sure. Well,
Maybe they took a walk with Bruce Pritchard, took the kids to Disney World. You don't know.
oh, I know. I don't know what athletic commissions are like.
Let's listen.
This is real bad, JR.
This is not the way, Mick. Come on, Cactus. Triple H is bleeding like a horse.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it, Jack.
He's going to prom ride him. Cactus is going to prom ride him. No. Let's go. For the love of God.
Are we on?
A Cactus has been backdropped on the concrete. He's done it for the champion. It's folded up like an accordion. I never thought it'd be anything like this, and we said it's going to be a night that we'll never forget. These men are a bloody mess. Triple H is bleeding from his legs. He's bleeding from his face. Triple H has got a huge puncture wound in his calf. And then this backdrop. Did you see the?
And now the crowd's chanting Foley, Foley, Foley.
Yeah.
But look at the blood all over their announce desk.
Folding him up like an accordion, bleeding from the calf, bleeding from the face. Just, wow. So glad we're watching this one, man. Thank you, TJ, for the recommendation. Wow.
I'm not saying this to be weird, but look at Hunter too. This has got to be his physical peak. And there's the puncture wound. They're zooming in and getting a shot of it now. It's almost like there was a nail in that crate that went through, or
right.
Maybe a piece of the wood broke off and stabbed in there, but I know it took several stitches to fix. It was a situation.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure it was. Those puncture wounds, man. Oh.
It's got to be over. It's got to be. My God, I can't believe it. Triple H got a shoulder up. You got to hand it to the son of a gun.
You can barely, JR, the screens to our monitors are covered in blood. It's just dripping down them.
The monitors, our table, everything covered. And that barbed wire is still in the ring.
Oh.
I don't think I've ever seen any title match anywhere quite like this. That Cactus Jack with that running clothesline, taking Triple H over the top to the floor.
I agree with you. I've never seen anything like this. I don't think these people that are crammed into Madison Square Garden ever dreamed they'd see something like this.
That lady holding up a DVD? What the hell? Oh, God damn it.
She was holding up Foley's book.
Oh.
Have a Nice Day, the #1 bestseller. But I wanted you to hear that impact of those stairs.
Oh, my God.
I think Foley, the more I see, the older I get, the more I appreciate that. Dude, he should be on everyone's Mount Rushmore. Like, look at the punishment he's taking. And by the way, he did this as Cactus Jack. He did this as Mick Foley. He did this as Mankind. He did this as Dude Love. All these different personas. A great commissioner, a great tag team wrestler, a great babyface, a great heel, a fucking author. Now he's doing the one-man shows with the stand-up comedy. What can't, and by the way, every night he's making donations to charity. Like, just an all-around, what a fucking guy. Like, to me, he's on that short list of, like Bobby Heenan. Bobby Heenan was a great wrestler and a great commentator and a great manager. And people talk about his commentary duo with Gorilla as being one of the best of all time. And I think almost everyone agrees he was the best manager of all time. And he knew how to wrestle. I mean, it's unbelievable. These sort of MVPs, jack of all trades. And I think Mick Foley and Bobby Heenan are probably in the same vein and right at the top of the list.
Yeah, and I'm going to add something to that. They also were able to perform in an era that not everything was scripted.
Yeah,
and they were able to use their talent to create a match, to create a persona, and to come up with it. And to me, that's one of the magical parts of what wrestling's all about and should be about. I'm not shitting on the WWE here, and maybe you're going to say, yes, you are, but I'm not in favor of a bunch of writers.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm in favor of having two guys create shit, not only talking, but performing in the ring. I've never been a fan of it. And I think it shows a lot what is scripted and what isn't. Now, the stuff that Rock did, scripted, perfect. And he's gone on to be, the biggest Hollywood star of our generation. Or this generation.
All right, listen to this.
It's handcuffs, King.
What do you do with handcuffs?
I shudder to think. Oh, can you remember last year at the Royal Rumble?
Oh, yes.
Remember
Yes, I do. I remember that. Are we going to see that again?
Then it was Mankind getting handcuffed.
He's trying to block it.
And Cactus Jack fighting back. And now Cactus using those handcuffs as a weapon, wrapping the chain around his fist.
Further busted Triple H wide open.
Triple H went right back down to the knees, taking Cactus Jack down. And now
Here we
Triple
go.
H,
Here we go, got him.
Cactus Jack has been handcuffed with his hands behind him. My God, this is horrible. Cactus won't be able to defend himself.
Yeah, and you know what that means, don't you, JR? It means as bad as this has been now, it's fixing to get worse. It's fixing to get a lot worse.
We are going to another level with Cactus Jack handcuffed.
He's helpless. He can do anything. The human punching bag.
Handcuffs, dude. How about it?
Yeah. You just, it's like these type of matches, we all love them, but the finish is kind of anticlimactic.
Well, this is going to be awesome, though.
Oh, yeah. Everything they've done has been awesome.
Let's listen to JR as we set up the steps.
No matter what Triple H is going to do with those steel steps, Cactus Jack, the challenger, is helpless with his hands handcuffed behind him.
This is legal, but I can't believe that.
Best right up the steps.
How did Jack do that? He's handcuffed.
Out of desperation, it was a toe hold. Cactus Jack has no use of his hands. They're handcuffed behind him.
His entire body weight.
I mean, how genius was that? I'll just headbutt his wiener. I don't need my hands for that. Now he's biting him.
Fighting, get him off of there, ref. I told you, I told you, this idiot.
So mental note, when someone comes at you with the stairs, do a drop toe. Hold.
And then hit him in the dick.
Self-defense 101. If someone comes at you with the stairs above their head, here's what you do. Oh, Lordy mercy. This is wonderful. This is fucking wonderful.
Chair, let's listen.
Had him like a railroad spike. Yes. Hammering.
He broke the fucking chair.
So hit him with it again.
Part of the chair flew off into the aisle. And Foley just takes a serious bump between the ropes to the floor. That makes Arn Anderson's bump look not that bad.
Yeah. Obviously, now in the years gone by, Cactus has a lot of physical ailments. And you can see why. If I'm a young wrestler and I'm watching this, I'm rethinking about taking all kinds of bumps. And again, this is the reason, what you're seeing right now is the reason that when we have great matches on AEW, it's the reason I go back and thank guys for doing shit like this. I mean, they're putting their health, their careers, they're putting their later years. Look at Cactus. What a great fucking shot. Oh, okay. Let's listen to this part.
Okay.
I can't believe this. Wait a minute.
There's a police officer.
He's unhooking the handcuffs, JR. He's unlocking them.
That police officer just unlocked Mankind from those handcuffs.
That is not fair either. Triple H he's been ambushed.
It came out of nowhere to level Triple H with a steel chair.
I think Cactus Jack did lure Triple H down that alley.
I think you're exactly right. And now Triple H is being hammered with the right hands by Cactus Jack.
Oh no. Watch yourself, JR. They're coming this way again. Oh, please.
It looks like a war zone out here. Again, Triple H throwing on our Spanish announce table.
Oh no.
Oh, God. This could be career ending right here. Now, one of these two men.
Atomic wedgie pile driver. Not through, by the way, that's Jim Dodson right there with the backwards leather cap. He was like head of WWE security for a while. Unfortunately, he passed away.
Wow. There's a couple of chefs in the stands.
Oh, they're probably just big Chef Boyardee fans.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
I'm saying Cactus had a Chef Boyardee deal.
I did. Did he?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I know
good
you
for him.
weren't watching. You were like, that ain't going to put any butts in the seats. I know what you mean.
Oh, wow. That's a cheap fucking shot. Yeah, just take a fucking, you know what you just did?
What?
You just hit me with a fucking steel chair when I had my back turned, is what you did.
Oh, here we go. Listen to this.
What the hell is that?
Sandbag. I hit him over the head with a sandbag. He got away. It's going to be bad.
I don't know, King.
I know what it is.
And then, oh, God. Oh, my God. It's thumbtacks. It's hundreds. It's thousands of thumbtacks.
Oh, no.
Cactus Jack could just put a huge stack of thumbtacks.
Hunter, get out of there. Oh, look at this.
Right
Wait a
in the
minute. Look who's
canvas.
here. Look who's here.
Stephanie McMahon is here. Triple H's wife trying to stop this thing.
Stephanie, don't come out here. This guy's sadistic. He won't stop for anything.
Right hands by Cactus Jack. The game dangerously close to those thousands of thumbtacks on the canvas.
He falls into those tacks. Look at that.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Cactus Jack is a human pincushion.
Oh.
Look at the tacks. Oh, they're all over his anatomy, all over his body.
Oh, my God. He's sick, JR. He may enjoy it. I don't know.
For the love of God. Triple H trying to... The pedigree, that's got to be over. Nobody gets up from the pedigree. Cactus kicked down.
Stephanie can't believe it. Triple H sure can't believe it.
Triple H is incredulous. He can't believe Cactus kicked out of the pedigree.
Who can?
He can't goes up in Madison Square Garden. Oh, no. No. The second pedigree.
Jesus.
The second pedigree.
That's it. Got him.
My God. It's over.
Stick it in the face. Look at this.
And still.
Oh.
How about it?
Oh. How come this didn't get 5 fucking stars? Somebody tell me that. Where did the minus half star come in?
What, in the Tokyo Dome, I guess? I don't know.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Are you fucking kidding me?
Meltzer said, this was an excellent dramatic brawl. Helmsley delivered a hard chair to the brain earlier, blah, blah, blah. And then he finished up with, the match was very heated toward the end, but not as much throughout the match as the description of the match would lead you to believe it would have been. 4.5 stars. So I guess he thought the middle of the match was too slow for him, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, there you go.
I love me some Dave Meltzer, but Jesus, that's about as good of a match as you can have.
No, it is. It absolutely is.
I mean, that was violence, capital V.
Your buddy Mike Chiodo.
Let's listen to the highlights.
New York. What a pedigree by Triple H. Perfectly done. But my God, I couldn't believe Cactus Jack kicked down the pedigree. No one can believe it. And then the second pedigree king on the thumbtacks. Cactus Jack. The hundreds of thumbtacks.
Oh, look at this.
It's been carried out of the Madison Square Garden, but he's still the World Wrestling Federation champion.
Look at all the attacks in his knee as he's lost so much blood. This is very bad.
Triple H is going to need a blood transfusion, no doubt about that.
Hey, wait a minute.
Cactus Jack is up. And Cactus Jack.
Wait a minute. He's going to the hospital. What are you doing, you idiot?
Cactus Jack. He's trying to get his hands back on Helmsley.
Stop me. Somebody stop me.
Oh, my God. Cactus Jack is not through with Triple H.
Back out here. Get those handcuffs back out. Tap him. Lock him up. Where's that policeman when you need him?
My God, their bodies have been ravaged, but they continue to fight here.
Triple H, you got to get out of there. The thumbtack's on the ring. Oh, he's got the barbed wire again.
Cactus has got the barbed wire again.
Oh.
And right in Helmsley's face. Cactus Jack with a barbed wire.
Stephanie, save yourself. Her husband been ravaged.
Cactus Jack has left the WWF champion a bloody, quivering mess in what has to be the damnedest WWF title match that any of us have ever witnessed.
The thing that makes this match great, the thing that makes all wrestling great, the stuff that we really resonate with, that we really keep coming back to and we really keep talking about, is when we watch it and we're like, okay, this is, entertainment, or this is this or that, or, oh, they did a nice job with those spots, or, oh, that was a cool move. We're all sort of watching that with, this is a scripted drama and they're doing stuff, spots, if you will. But then you watch something like this and you're like, God damn, how much more of this can they? We get sucked into it because we convince ourselves, hey, this is fucking real, man. There's real violence. There's real danger. And in a lot of cases, it is.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea that we get to suspend disbelief and we just believe it, it's something else. And I'm glad we got to see it. I'm glad you got to see it. And I can't wait for our next bonus episode. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today on Patreon. We got more bonus action coming your way. Tony, this was a blast, but right now it looks like it's about that time.
It's about that time, and there's nothing more we can say with the exception of, good God, it's a human being in his epidermis. I can't do him justice, man. JR, we love you, buddy.
But Henson Shaving is also a family business. They've made aerospace parts for the International Space Station and the Mars rover, and now they've taken their aerospace grade CNC machines to make the thinnest razors you've ever seen. I know what you're thinking. You're wondering, well, how thick are they? About 0.0013 inches. That's thinner than a human hair. And what it means for you is a more secure and stable blade that gives you a vibration-free shave. Serious business. If you have like nicks or scrapes or cuts, you have a vibration problem. And these Henson razors are so thin, they get rid of all that. Not only that, the razor actually has built-in channels to evacuate hair and cream, and that makes clogging virtually impossible. And as a business guy, what I appreciate is these cats wanted to make the best razor, not necessarily the best razor business. What I mean is there's nothing plastic about this. There's no gimmicky subscriptions. There's no proprietary blades. It uses like a standard dual-edged blade that old Pop's familiar with. Actually, every old school wrestler is. But this has the benefits of new school tech. Pop never had a razor this thin. By the way, I want to mention, not only is a better shave than what you've been doing, it's also much more affordable. You see, once you own a Henson razor, it's only like $3 to $5 a year to replace the blades. Think about that. Normally the blades are so expensive, they keep them under lock and key down at the drugstore. Not here. $3 to $5 a year. But check this out. It's time to say no to subscriptions and yes to a razor that will last you a lifetime. Visit hensonshaving.com/Tony to pick the razor for you and use the code Tony. You'll get 2 years worth of blades free with your razor. Just be sure to add them to your cart. That's 100 free blades when you head to hensonshaving.com/Tony and use the code Tony. Hey, it's Conrad Thompson, and you're listening to What Happened When? A very special bonus presentation. Tony, we're going old school today, and I'm pumped.
We are really going old school. I mean, what the hell? This is a long time ago, man.
Oh, yeah. The good old days. Mid-South Wrestling is what we're watching.
Yeah, baby.
Season 5, episode 46, went down November 16th, 1985. We're going to watch the whole doggone episode. Season 5, episode 46, November 16th, 1985. Tony, let's do a countdown whenever you're ready.
Okay, I am ready. And first of all, before I do the countdown, I want to thank again our buddy Mike Lednicky. Mike, thanks a lot. Appreciate that. You wanted to see this. We just talked to Mike, as you heard, but it's time to get rolling. And here we go. In 3, 2, 1, play.
The following program is rated TVMA. What you're about to watch contains explicit language, adult themes, violence, and may not be suitable for viewers under 18. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. You can activate parental controls from any device by going to account settings.
Completed. Presented in the most complete form possible due to original production technical difficulties. You know what that's about, don't you?
Watts didn't keep the best copies of his shit.
No, that's the WWE saying, "Oh, we're better than what they used to do."
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
I think they're trying to explain that these little waves come over the screen so people wouldn't complain.
Well, Jesus Christ, if you got to complain about these waves coming over the screen, then you don't know what the fuck you're looking at or talking about.
Why are you mad at me?
Then you're a freaking idiot. I shouldn't have said the F word. Sorry. I'm going to start to say freaking and fudge. Look at Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
No, you're fucking not. This is Patreon.
Okay.
You're going to let her rip, Tater Chip.
Okay.
I used to sing I Love Black Pussy on my dick.
I don't remember that. Look at JR.
Everybody, and welcome to another exciting hour of Mid-South Wrestling. I'm Jim Ross, along with Joel Watts. We'll be describing the action, ladies and gentlemen, that you're going to see in the next 60 minutes. A tremendous Mid-South program highlighted by such matches as Jake the Snake Roberts versus Steve Dr. Death Williams right here on television. Plus, you're going to see the Bruise Brothers in action. Hacksaw Jim Duggan's going to be here. Plus, Joel, we've got a matchup for the NWA World's Heavyweight Title right here on television.
That's right, Jim, and it was scheduled to be Hacksaw Butch Reed against Nature Boy Ric Flair for that world's title, but after the injury that Hacksaw Butch Reed sustained last week, that match was unable to take place. We contacted Bob Geigel, and Ted DiBiase will be replacing Hacksaw Butch Reed for that world title slot, and that's one of the reasons Hacksaw Jim Duggan is here to comment.
I don't know if that's one of the reasons or not. I just want to say one thing. And I've been back to the TV studio, and I've watched that footage of film over and over and over again. There's no question in my mind, and there's no question in any one of these people's minds. Sawyer and Slater premeditated that plan. They both knew what they were going to do, and they both had it all figured out. And Sawyer took the opportunity to come drop that 265-pound elbow on a helpless, defenseless bystander. Well, I'm here to point out another thing. Hacksaw Butch Reed, which you folks just saw, things has happened to him. Dick Slater's behind the whole darn thing. Him and Flair, they've been creeping in the Mid-South, and all kinds of things are starting to come down. I'm going to put you two on notice, and I'm going to put you on notice. Hacksaw Jim Duggan is going to tell Hacksaw Butch Reed, a friend in need is a friend indeed. And Hacksaw, baby, if you need me, I'll be there.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's go right now, 1 week ago, and see the closing moments of Hacksaw Butch Reed's situation with Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Butch Reed.
So we see Butch Reed has Ric Flair on his knees.
Right.
Shooting some punches here. By the way, the three voices you heard, of course, you recognize Jim Ross. You know that was Hacksaw Jim Duggan. The other fellow, do you know his name?
That's Bill Watts' son, Joel.
You got it. Joel Watts. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I remember the first Mid-South show I ever watched, and this was years ago. I don't know how I watched it, but they went to Jim Ross and Joel. And Joel had his tie on the outside of his coat. And I remember watching that thinking, he's got his tie on the outside of his coat. And then I got to thinking, they just rushed him to say, get ready, Joel. Come on, go. Let's go. We got to go right now. So in his rush, he did that. I don't know why that stuck with me. But is this the Mid-South studio audience right here, or is this a house show? I'm not sure. If it's a studio audience, it looks pretty damn good.
Let's listen to a little bit of the commentary here.
Okay.
Bunches planning. 1, 2, 3. Right in the middle.
What that?
Pandemonium. Watch out, watch out. Dick Slater just came in line.
It is Dick Slater.
Watch this taking a turn. Dick Slater. Dick Slater's here. Flair's got him. Get some help, Grizzly. I got this one. Dick Slater, Mr. Unpredictable, the man that collected 50,000. Dick Slater, he's got his cowboy boots on, and they're beating up Butch Reed.
Getting your heat back.
Get some help down there.
And Flair just took out the referee.
Going for the pile driver. Flair spiked him. Flair spiked him. Flair spiked him. Boy, Flair spiked him. I don't want to say anything. It almost looked like Flair sacrificed to give Slater the shot. I don't know. Flair seemed upset that Slater wasn't here, but maybe they worked it out.
It's kind of interesting to see Flair in this old style gear. Years later, when he would wear knee pads, the back would be the same color as the front, and these boots here trimmed in all white. That's not wasn't his normal presentation.
No, and I think that's Cowboy Bill Watts doing the commentary, screaming like
yes,
that.
It is.
Yeah, and there's okay. Here we go.
A shadow of a doubt that he could beat Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Beat him. I mean, you better believe he beat him. He beat him right there. 1, 2, 3. And I'm proud of you, Butch. And like I said, Flair, Slater, Sawyer, they're birds of a feather, and they flock together. Well, I'm putting you all three on notice. You're going to find something out about Mid-South people that we stick together.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we received some comments from Hacksaw Butch Reed. Let's listen to them at this time.
Slater, you and Flair, you hurt me. You hurt me bad. But you made one mistake. You didn't take the old Hacksaw out. I'm still walking and talking, and I'm still gonna be kicking you know what and taking names, and it's gonna be starting with you, Dick Slater. Because you, the lying, no good, kindly dog. You run around here and you lied. You talked about you gave up 50 grand back to Flair. I knew all along it was a lie. You wasn't fooling nobody but yourself if you're trying to fool me.
All of a sudden, it just
but look
blinked.
at me,
There we
sucker.
go.
My neck is in a brace. But I'm keeping my neck in a brace because the doctor wants it that way. Outside the ring, the man done gave me good news that I can take it off when it comes time to me to deal with you in the ring. So that's what I'm gonna do, Slater. You ain't playing no more games with Butch Reed. It's my turn. It's my turn to hurt you, Slater. And these people around here in Mid-South know that I know how to hurt somebody. They know that I can put somebody on their head and make them walk around 2 or 3 inches shorter. And Slick Ric Flair, you walking around here talking loud and saying nothing, sucker. You scared. You on the run. That's why you got Slater to do your dirty work. After I get through with Slater, then you got me to face, Flair. I'm taking you all the way out.
Hacksaw Butch Reed is a tremendous athlete. He's also
a fighter.
He's a very proud man.
He's a fighter, and he won't quit. And Hacksaw Jim Duggan won't quit. And I'll never forget. I'll never forget as long as I live. Sawyer, Slater, Flair, you're all going to pay. And the bottom line is, I've got Alcerio today. I want to make short work of you, tough guy.
All right, those comments from Hacksaw Jim Duggan, ladies and gentlemen, and if we can, I'd like to ask the heavyweight champion of the world, Ric Flair, to step in here. I'm sure you heard those comments. Last week, the situation right in the middle of the ring, Hacksaw Reed, 1, 2, 3. But now you're going to defend the title here against Ted DiBiase.
Where's the crying towel? Huh? I get everybody out here crying about what a man Ric Flair, what a man Dick Slater is. This sport has made him in. And it's breaking my heart that Butch Reed couldn't be with us tonight. But you're right, Jim Ross. Ted DiBiase's got the shot. He's got his opportunity to put his name in the ranks of professional wrestling. He's got his shot at the greatest of them all, Ric Flair.
Well, that is exactly what's going to take place.
Go ahead and hold that microphone up, Rick. You know, I respect you and I respect that North American heavyweight title. But it's a crying shame when a man of your stature can call Kansas City and talk to Bob Geigel and pick your opponents. I should be the one on you. I should.
If you don't like what's happened here, you talk to Bob Geigel. That's not my problem.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this situation, well, we will have the world's heavyweight title on the line momentarily, and we'll be back with the world's heavyweight championship matchup. Ted DiBiase will challenge Ric Flair for the gold right after this.
What did you think of the job they did setting up the match?
I thought it was pretty good.
I agree.
I liked everything. I think it
How
was
about that fella's name, Rick Flair.
Oh boy, I think it was Thunderbolt Patterson came in and chased Flair away. Oh, here we go.
Listen to the intros.
Heavyweight division.
Heavyweight division.
No. Television time remaining.
Yeah, let's do it.
In the red corner, ladies and gentlemen, the NWA Heavyweight Champion, Nature Boy Ric Flair. And across the ring, the challenger for the title from Omaha, Nebraska, in the blue corner, Ted DiBiase. Your referee for this title match, Carl Fergie.
Oh, well, there's Dick Murdoch.
Teddy, you step out of this. Now, you know I got you in college. You know I started you in professional wrestling. And you know I taught you everything I know. And you've turned out to be a great, great athlete. But if you don't deserve this shot, step out of the way, and I'm going to handle Flair right here. Now, step out of the way.
I'll tell you something, Murdoch. I've held the North American title more times and longer than anybody in the Mid-South area, including you. Today is my day, Dick Murdoch. And I'm going to tell you something. You are yesterday's news. You are yesterday's headlines. And you just...
Hey! Hey! Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's breaking loose right here. The match hasn't started quite obviously. And Ted DiBiase is an hour in the sunshine, and Murdoch trying to spoil it. And Murdoch on the outside. And Flair's traveling knee right into DiBiase.
Go get a little juice here, buddy.
Oh!
It almost looked like the hard way there. Fuck.
He just DiBiase into the ring post, and DiBiase's lacerated. DiBiase's lacerated. We have a.
You know, that, holy shit.
He's bleeding a fucking gusher, dude.
Yeah, he is. And you know what? He didn't do a good job of blocking his head in that ring post, man. Boy, DiBiase could throw some punches too, couldn't he? Flair's going to talk here now. Here we go.
Tragedy, Boyd Pierce. But it appears to me that Ted DiBiase, when he had his opportunity to wrestle me, wasn't taking care of business and had his mind somewhere else. So you guess what? I'm going home. Woo! Looking as only I can look without breaking a sweat.
I don't guess there will be a title match, so we'll return right after this message from Mid-South Wrestling.
Oh, Grizzly Smith gets involved now. See that again? Man. Wow. This is all good stuff, Conrad. You agree?
Oh man, I was waiting to see what we were doing next when you said
Yeah.
Smith. I thought maybe something was coming down, but we see
Oh my God.
Introducing our next segment.
Yeah. El Corsario,
aka Silva's uncle.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
And his opponent, coming to the ring from New York State, Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
All right.
So we see the studio set up with all the flags back there.
Right, and that clunk of a bell.
Yeah, old school.
Old school bells. Yeah, I see. We've seen Thunderbolt Patterson. We've seen Grizzly Smith. Gosh, who else have we seen here so far?
It's weird that we're watching this, and all I can think about is the comparison between this studio presentation and what we've been watching with Jim Crockett. And to me, there's no comparison. Don't tell Jim I said that, but yeah, that Crockett stuff, man.
Yeah, even though the crowd looks good here, they got a good setup. They got some depth in the crowd, which I always appreciate. It looks like it's at a gymnasium or something.
I think this is like what's it called, Irish McNeil's Boys Club or something like that.
Okay, I didn't know. I wasn't familiar where they were. Duggan, man, look at that. Duggan came, boom, there's his finish. I think it was interesting too that Duggan's interview at the beginning of the show, and you can still see it, had a Band-Aid on his head, but it was still bleeding through the Band-Aid.
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of blood jobs.
You're not kidding, man. Man, working for Cowboy Bill Watts. Woo. Yeah, buddy. So we got about 20 minutes left in the show or so. So we're gonna get the Flair match with DiBiase. Obviously, he's going to do the Spirit of Seven. Oh, here we go.
Oh, you gotta listen to Bill.
Yeah, I got to.
The Irish McNeil Boys Club. They're ministering to Ted DiBiase. He is badly lacerated on the forehead. There is arterial damage. There's a problem stopping the blood flow. They're applying a pressure bandage and wrapping it very tightly. Ted DiBiase has demanded that he be able to have this world's title match with Ric Flair. He said he has waited long enough. It's taken him a year to get this bout. Some men never get the bout. And he's afraid Ric Flair will use this as an excuse not to defend that title against him. You know, I remember I was at the Superdome when Roberto Duran fought Sugar Ray Leonard. He quit because he had a stomach ache, and it turned my stomach, because I think when you have a world's title bout, you go no matter what. You don't have a few extra days of training or anything else. When the time comes, you got to go. And that's how Ted DiBiase feels, and I respect him for that feeling. So we are going to let him wrestle Ric Flair for the world's title. Grizzly Smith has already gone down to inform Joel and Jim at the desk. But I do want to warn you, there is a pressure bandage applied, but there is arterial damage. If that bandage comes loose, it could get very gory. Therefore, use parental discretion about letting your children watch, or if you have a weak stomach, you may not want to watch this bout, because coming up next, and we're not going to stop it for blood, it's going to go. The world's title is at stake. Ric Flair defending against Ted DiBiase. Now let's go to Jim and Joe.
Buddy, could he have set the stage any better than that?
No, man.
God, I mean, I'm in now.
Oh yeah. Here's the deal with Bill Watts. Obviously had a tremendous ego and and of course it was his territory, and he had to get himself involved in every major angle. But there you see one of the reasons why, because he could sell it as well or better than anybody else.
When did you first realize that you were a Bill Watts hater?
I love Bill Watts. Bill Watts and I were very good friends when he worked here. I loved working for him. One of my favorite people to work for. So see, you are again misrepresenting me.
Oh, well,
as you normally do.
Oh,
look at
him.
But you can bet Ric Flair as the world champion, and he is. He's taking right over to Ted DiBiase, who may be going on emotion right now, Joel, and not common sense, because he needs medical attention. He still needs it, in my opinion.
No doubt about it, Jim. He was really.
Dude, DiBiase's selling his ass off.
I think he's got to. Look at him. Jesus, I talked about the spirit of 76, which is what we always called wrapping up the head. You know, that's a fucking horror movie right there is what that is.
That's the spirit of 76 stitching.
That's what that is. Wow. Jesus.
Hey, so how about over the weekend, your dogs got 62 on somebody?
How about that? Well, you know what? I wish they would have gotten 80.
Why?
Because I'm telling you, they ran up that score on them.
Of course they did.
No, and they ran them up on the score because of what happened a year ago.
What happened a year ago?
A year ago, Vanderbilt pulled out of the match, pulled out of the game because of COVID. We rescheduled it and we rescheduled it and made it our senior day. And then the Monday before the game was start to go, Vanderbilt said, "Oh, we can't do it. We don't have enough players." And, Georgia
they had the vid.
Oh, Jesus Christ. They're a bunch of pussies.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. They shouldn't even be in the SEC. It's a travesty to the SEC that they're even in it. They want to put their baseball team in it, great. Basketball team, okay. But send their football to look at the blood.
Wait, hang on.
Send their football team to the Sun Belt Conference and get the freak out of the SEC.
If Luther could be in AEW, Vanderbilt can be.
Dog, don't you talk about Luther. He's a good guy.
Well, so Vanderbilt's a good guy. I mean,
there's nothing good. There's nothing good about him. They're a prima donna.
You're the one trying to kick them out. You're the prima donna.
Yes, they should be kicked out. And I'm telling you that 62 points that was hung on Vanderbilt was hung on for a reason. It was retribution for what happened last year. No one will say that with Georgia. I get it. They shouldn't. No coaches, no administrators, no players. But that was in their mind, and that's why they had 35 points before midway through the first quarter. I look at 30. I meant, wow, 30. I said, this could be 140-0, and I hope it would be. So, yeah, there you go. Keep Vanderbilt keep their football program out of the SEC. They got a high school stadium anyway, so.
It's a great stadium.
Nah, they're bigger high school stadiums in Texas than that place. Look at the blood on these two guys. My God.
I mean, I feel like right now, Ric Flair is Georgia. And Ted DiBiase's Vandy.
Just bleeding and bleeding. Yeah. But no, Ted DiBiase had some fight in him. Vanderbilt did not.
And we're excited to announce a new affiliate partnership with Fanatics. Easy for me to say. The world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear. It's an easy way to support your favorite podcasts. Shop for your favorite players and teams by going to shopsportsmerch.com. That's shopsportsmerch.com. Or if you're watching along with us on YouTube, just hit that QR code that's up on your screen right now. Or just check out the description below for the link. We'll also have it up on all of our socials. You can shop with confidence for your favorite jerseys, caps, shirts, jackets, hoodies, and more with Fanatics. But be sure to use our special link, shopsportsmerch.com, and that will support our show. Hey, they got 77 yards.
How about that? Dogs almost had more points than Vanderbilt had yards.
The Dogs had 62 points, and Vandy had 77 yards.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you go. I didn't watch any of the game, but
why not?
I'm not into it anymore.
You don't watch football anymore?
No, I don't. I watch the Jags. I watch the Jags. Hey, can I say something here about this? I know you want to try to catch me in some sort of bullshit thing here.
Yeah.
Like you usually do. Look at this. But I think the angle was, obviously, you're going to be hurt so badly that you can't wrestle, or you shouldn't wrestle, but you're going to tell everybody you want to wrestle. So damn it, Ted, you better make sure you have a good blade job. He did, buddy.
Yeah, he did.
This may be as bloody, Conrad, as I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of fucking blood, and you have too. But I'm talking, I mean, there's blood on both men. There's blood on Flair, almost as if Flair cut his arm. There's blood all over the mat. This is the damn bloodiest thing I've seen.
It's starting to get dangerous.
Yeah, it is for DiBiase. But man, Ted was a hell of a worker, wasn't he?
Unbelievable.
Man, look at those punches. Look how good those punches look, and those chops.
And just think, he's what, like 2 years and change away from, less than 2 years away from making a boatload of cash with Vince.
Really?
Yeah, $1 million man. Come on.
Oh, absolutely. And that was 2 years away? Wow.
That was 87.
87. Ooh. Well, Vince knew what he was doing, man, because DiBiase can work. And that brings me to another point.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and the point is this. God bless the territories back then, because that's where people learned how to work.
Yeah.
We don't have that anymore. And just wrestling has changed so much on many levels. I love what we got today, but the kids today, they come in Wednesday and they work, and that's it, man. And that's it. These guys, Flair, DiBiase, those guys worked. We've talked about this before. They worked every day, plus twice on Sunday, and sometimes twice on Saturday.
Yeah.
And a TV taping thrown in. And that's how you learned your craft, and that's what made wrestlers good wrestlers back then. It's tough for these kids today, man. I think, to learn their craft. Not saying they haven't learned it. And I know there's independent wrestling, and that's independent's kind of the territories now, and the Performance Center, I guess, and any like factory or Nightmare Factory that Cody has, and that the Rhodes Wrestling Academy, whatever. So,
by the way, this is the as best we can tell, the first and only NWA title shot that Ted DiBiase had that was televised.
Oh, wow.
He'd been receiving shots since 77, but this is the first time and only time that he had a world title match for the NWA strap on TV.
Wow. Look how close the
The guardrail is.
Yeah. You tumble out, you're going to hit that thing, man.
How are you doing tope suicidas there?
you go tope, knock your ass out is what you're going to do. Flair wins by count out.
Let's listen to commentary here. I don't think so.
What a tremendous effort by Ted DiBiase.
Yeah, he did.
But the winner of the match by
Wait a minute. Dick Murdoch. Dick Murdoch is at ringside. Is he going to help his...
After what? No! No, Murdoch, no! Come on, Murdoch!
No. DiBiase's trying instinctively. I bet he doesn't even know who's hitting him. The match is over and Murdoch is applying the punishment. He's hammering everybody.
No. Not.
Brainbuster.
Oh, good grief. My God, he's brainbusting him on the concrete. Dick Murdoch, what is...
It's interesting that, we hear early Jim Ross, and we just the other day heard more modern Jim Ross.
Yeah.
You can tell how he got better and he evolved. But brainbuster on the concrete, which is going to leave DiBiase unconscious and convulsing. I think they load him up into an ambulance here.
Well, they should.
Let's take a listen here. Follow out from the angle.
I have never seen in my entire life in any field an incident like what has just happened. We have called an ambulance. Joel, I know the ambulance is on its way. We'll keep you posted on this situation. I've never seen anything like it.
Neither have I, Jim. I'm speechless.
I don't know what we can say. Ted DiBiase is severely injured, quite obviously. The ambulance has been called. We will give you a report as soon as we get it, ladies and gentlemen. I know you're concerned about his situation. That was totally uncalled for. No doubt about that. And it's just not a whole heck of a lot we can say. We'll keep you updated. Let's go to the ring announcer right now.
That doesn't end the show. The show goes on, and
we're
gonna eventually, as we said, he'll get loaded into an ambulance. And our final update is that he's in critical condition and that it looks grim. But man, DiBiase and Flair here making some beautiful music for us.
Absolutely. And guess what? We ain't changing the ring, the mat cover out. You're going to wrestle on that, and if you get the staph infection, fuck it.
But I'm glad that we got to see an NWA World Title match, and there it is, boys and girls. Ted DiBiase in his first and only television title defense.
Where's who is Leroy Brown one of the Bruise Brothers? Is that Leroy or is that?
Let's track it here.
Rest of this crowd still with
the Bruise Brothers, dressed like the Blues Brothers, but black fellas.
Yeah, Bruise Brothers. Composed of Pork Chop Cash and Dream Machine, and later Mad Dog Boyd.
Pork Chop Cash was the man.
Yeah, that's
one of the great names in wrestling.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
What would yours be? Would you be like Hambone Schiavone?
No, it wouldn't be Hambone. It would be pasta salad Schiavone.
Oh, I think I'd go with Fatback. Put it in your beans, Thompson.
Like there's who's a comedian?
There's a lot of them. Cassio Kid.
No,
Forrester.
Ron White.
I heard of him.
Yeah. Tater salad.
Yep. They call me tater salad.
Right. So I'm pasta salad.
Oh, I like that.
Okay. Thanks. Man, this is if nothing else, this just shows you, and of course we've been showing you every week on our regular podcast, but this really shows you how wrestling has changed over the years. There is no way if someone hits a gusher like that they're still going to wrestle on TV. I mean, I know we've had some blood. I know when SCU lost to the Young Bucks, Chris Daniels hit a gusher, but That should be it right there. Yeah, it is. But it's just.
What are you going to wear to our Halloween costume party?
We got a Halloween costume party coming up?
Yeah.
Is it on Zoom or is it at your house type thing?
It's at a private venue here in town that I rented.
Oh.
It's catered, open bar. Your kind of deal.
Has arrived here at the Irish Mill Boys Club. The paramedics are administering to Ted DiBiase. We will have a report for you. We'll be speaking with the paramedics in just a few moments. We're getting a report now. As we speak, we'll have that for you in just a few moments, ladies and gentlemen. But right now, we've got more action for you on Mid-South Wrestling. Let's go to Boyd Pierce.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the short-to-be Mid-South Tag Team Champions, my man, the Nightmare, and Hot Stuff himself, Eddie Gilbert.
And
what do you think of old Humperdinck?
Yeah, I love Humperdinck. Always did. And I think that's Randy Colley, isn't it? As the Nightmare?
Maybe if it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was isn't he the first member of Demolition?
I'm not sure. I think he was wasn't he one of the Moondogs at one time? A long time
Yeah,
ago?
he was definitely Moondog Rex, but I think he was originally it was Bill Eadie and Randy Colley.
Wow.
Fans were chanting Moondog, so they switched it up and they put Crusher Khrushchev in it.
And but he was also a part of the Desperados in WCW. He was Dead-Eye Dick, which still to this day I fucking love. It just makes me laugh. Only because the people involved and because that we went out there and to the ghost town in the sky in Maggie Valley, North Carolina, and they gave us the entire run of the park, which I believe is now closed. But Randy Colley was a part of that, and he played it perfectly.
Your mom's a part of that.
Not my mom.
You don't know?
Yeah.
Why do you think you know?
Oh, maybe so, because it's no longer, it's a ghost town in the sky that is defunct. It's no longer with us, and neither is my mom. So maybe you're right. Maybe her ghost is up there in the sky in Maggie Valley, North Carolina. Could be.
Boom.
You could be smarter than you look.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So there
Possible.
it is. You know, you are really trying to just set me up saying bad things today. Ain't gonna go for it. Ain't gonna go for it. Look at Hot Stuff, man. Eddie could freaking work too, bud.
Could he?
Yeah, he could.
Who would he wrestle? Who would you like to see him wrestle on Dark?
On Dark?
Yeah.
I'd like to see him wrestle
the Gun Club in a handicap match.
No, Fuego del Sol.
Oh. Has he told you to fuck off yet?
Fuego del Sol?
Yeah.
No, he's unlike most people from Alabama. He's a pretty nice kid.
Oh, he'll grow out of that.
Most do. You obviously did.
I'm polite. I mean, my God.
This is a ploy, everybody. When Conrad thinks we're not being irreverent enough, well, this guy looks like a Terry Taylor wannabe hopping in.
Did he create ass to mouth? Mark Madden very famously told me that Terry Taylor told him that he created ass to mouth.
Yeah, well, you know, I love Mark, good friend, but he could be full of shit too. As most, wow, man, the hot shot. I love that move.
For Oliver Humperdinck's combination of Hot Stuff, Eddie Gilbert, and the Nightmare, victorious, and very impressively so.
Send in those letters from that bunch this man and this man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you hear a little bit more of Hot Stuff, and we'll be back with more in our report on Ted DiBiase right after this on the Mid-South Network.
Well, I think we're going to come back and probably get an update on DiBiase, and that'll probably cap this thing off.
Yeah, here we go. Can't wait.
Thank you for staying with us, everybody. You're watching videotape of Ted DiBiase after his match with Ric Flair.
We feel that this situation is of utmost importance. Therefore, we will not be able to bring you our scheduled third standby bout, Dr. Death versus Jake the Snake Roberts. We apologize, and we will try to have that bout signed in the near future. As you have seen, Ted DiBiase was badly lacerated. He has suffered severe blood loss, along with cranial and spinal concussion. At this point, you can see that he is unconscious and is convulsing.
They're not putting him on a stretcher. They're putting him on a goddamn folding table.
Medical technicians before being taken to the ambulance. I've spoken with my father and Grizzly Smith during the commercial break, and they are enraged. They have not announced a fine at this point, but they are definitely going to suspend Dick Murdoch from wrestling. We'll have more specific announcements about that next week. As you can see, DiBiase's condition is critical.
What kind of wound do you have, Kev? Laceration right here. You fell against the rail or something right there. It's got a medication thing. Concrete floor too. Okay.
The EMTs have immobilized his neck and are treating him with a respirator.
Dude, this is happening.
I like how it looks. I like the whole thing. It looks real.
Yeah.
And hell, the way he cut himself, it might be real.
Let's go back to Jim Ross at Irish McNeil's.
Thanks very much, Joel, for that report. Ladies and gentlemen, obviously, we'll keep you updated on this situation. Hopefully, at the very beginning of next week's program, we'll have an update on the Ted DiBiase situation. Obviously, a suspension is in order for Dick Murdoch. We'll keep you updated on that next week. Also, next week, ladies and gentlemen, we'll start our television tournament. We'll have the first matches here next week on Mid-South Wrestling. Ricky Gibson, the brother of Robert Gibson, the Rock and Roll Express, will be with us. It should be a great hour. For Boyd Pierce and Joel Watts, I'm Jim Ross saying so long. We'll see you next week.
So there you go, Tony. I'd never seen that match.
No, I hadn't either. I know that you can see part of it, I think, on YouTube, but this, of course, came across the Peacock and
all up on the cock,
all up in there. And so it's it's good. Matchmaker Grizzly Smith. It is the Irish and Jim Ross's on camera there, I think, was done after the fans left because there was no audio in the background for that. But Mid-South had some good stuff, didn't it?
And this was a great example. Great stuff. And I'm glad we got to watch it. And I'm looking forward to what we've got coming up next. Of course, we do two pieces of bonus content every single month. So we're going to have two new ones here next month. Of course, we just watched two great matches this month. You know, the Rumble with Foley and Hunter, and now this DiBiase Flair. Two different eras, but man, two violent, gruesome matches. Great stuff.
Yeah, and thanks to Mike Lednicky for that. TJ Stevens, thanks for the other one, the one from the Royal Rumble 2000. We've had a couple of very good bonus matches here on Patreon this month, and we have two more next month for you. If you're a low-key big hog, get your suggestions in, and we will get in touch with you. We certainly enjoy these bonus podcasts for a number of reasons, because we look at interesting things like this that we've never seen, and because you're always in a foul mood and trying to push my buttons. So that's good.
And I'll do it again next week right here for Cumulus Podcast. Of course, you guys get it early and ad free. Greatly appreciate your support. But Tony, right now, looks like it's about that time.
It is about that time, ladies and gentlemen. Conrad Thompson is bleeding profusely. He is on the floor. And here comes Tony Schiavone looking over him. It looks like Tony's going to put a neck brace on him. No, he's putting the boots to his head. And here comes Fuego del Sol. Boy, that's not the Fuego del Sol we remember. He's changed. And we're out of time. See you next time on
Patreon. Patreon.com/WHW Monday. And of course, eventually, adfreeshows.com. Did you put Christmas on a credit card? Don't stress out about that extra holiday spending. SaveWithConrad.com can help you consolidate all of your high interest rate credit cards into one much lower monthly payment. SaveWithConrad.com has helped families just like yours save up to $800 a month. You don't need perfect credit or money out of your pocket. And did I mention no payments until March? So don't make saving money a resolution next year. Make it happen today at SaveWithConrad.com. Hey, it's Conrad Thompson here to tell you a little more about what AdFreeShows.com is all about. Get early, ad-free access to more than a dozen of your favorite wrestling podcasts every single week, starting at just $9. That's less than 20 cents an episode each month. And yes, you can listen to them all directly through Apple Podcasts or your regular podcast apps. How easy is that? Ad-Free Shows also has thousands of hours worth of bonus content and docuseries like Title Chase, Eric Fires Back, Conversations with Conrad, and The Insiders. Plus new series like The Book with David Crockett, Monday Mailbags with Mike Chioda and Nick Patrick, and a whole lot more. And you want to talk about early? You can't get any earlier than listening to the shows live. You can be a part of the live studio audience as we record the podcast. Plus, ride shotgun alongside your favorite childhood heroes for live watch-alongs, Q&As, and other interactive experiences every single month. Come on now, see for yourself what thousands of other wrestling fans from around the world have discovered, that AdFreeShows.com is the best value in wrestling. Check it out today, and hey, when you do, the first week is completely free. AdFreeShows.com.